Welcome back. Welcome back to the Perks Recap Podcast, Yankees edition. And boy, oh boy, Yankee fans, we are in serious, serious trouble. The Yankees have dropped to third place behind the Red Sox now. They now hold the number 2 wild card position. And the surging Red Sox continue to win. The Yankees continue to sputter along at 500 or slightly below for a while now. And before this past couple weeks, it was even worse than that. It was well below 500. And I was excited at the trade deadline. I was excited for the moves because the bullpen had really been faltering leading up to the trade deadline. And my last reaction, my last pot about the Yankees, I mentioned that how bad the bullpen had been pitching, and they addressed it. Duvall from the Giants is a bona fide closer, has been a really good to great closer at times. Bednar from Pittsburgh, same thing. And then Bird, while not a closer and has been a little up and down, when he's up, he's still very good and is a flamethrower, can strike a lot of guys out. I thought putting those three together with Weaver, Devin Williams, and a returning Cruz who's coming back soon, who I really really like, another flamethrower, and still keeping some of the guys in the bullpen from before, like Tim Hill was also going to stay. You knew that. Ian Hamilton got jettisoned. I think Brubaker did too. Um, but so far it hasn't really worked out at all, in the least. So I didn't do a reaction to the Tampa Bay series because right after that was a trade deadline, and I did a long 2.5 hour podcast with Al about the trade deadline, going over every teams, including the Yankees, and I gave my thoughts on the Yankees moves that they did in that podcast. So make sure you check that out. But basically, it was all positive for me. That's basically what I said. And I liked everything they did. And the McMahon move, that's also a trade deadline move. And while I'm not scintillating or anything like that, it still was a good move. It was still an upgrade a little bit with the bat at least, and definitely an upgrade in the field. And Jose Caballero is also an upgrade in terms of a stolen base threat. Probably going to be used mostly as a pinch runner, unless Volpe can't get his head out of his butt soon. Then we'll have to see. Maybe Ahmed Rosario as well could play there. I thought they also, by getting Rosario, Caballero, um, I think they kind of fortified the backup positions, the bench, instead of guys just not really worthy of even being in the major leagues. They've got some bona fide veteran major leaguers. So that's a positive as well. So I thought going in, I was pretty happy about what they did at the deadline. But leading up to it, real quick, we'll rip through the Tampa Bay series because it started with a loss, 4-2. Schlittler started the first game. He had 3 runs and 4 1/3. Uh, he only scored 2 runs. After Schlittler, it was Hedrick, Hamilton, Weaver, Hill, and Brubaker. They all pitched fine after Schlittler gave up the 3. Oh, Hill also pitched in there as well because Hill pitches every day. Then on 29th was a 7-5 win. 2 errors, and both by Volpe throwing errors. Uh, he kind of made up for it in the 8th inning by hitting his 15th home run. Bellinger also hit his 20th home run. Fried went 6 2/3. Gave up 4 runs, but only 2 of them were earned because of the errors. 9 Ks, ERA at 2.62. He got the win, 12-4. Loizaga came in, and then Devin Williams came in. He actually gave up a run, but secured the save, his 17th save. Then on the 30th, another 5-4 win. 2 errors again in Volpe again, and then McMahon, surprisingly, because he is a good fielding third baseman. Will Warren goes 6 innings and gives up 1 earned run, 4 Ks. Very good job. They didn't hit with runners in scoring position in this one, 3 for 13, 10 men left on base. Hedrick came in for an inning and a third. De Los Santos came in for 2/3 of an inning. But Devin Williams, again, 1 inning, 2 earned runs, blew the save. Weaver came on for an inning, and then Tim Hill came on for an inning, and he got the win. So, Devin Williams is still not, dominant. I think that's just what he's going to be now. So, I got a feeling, since this has been a pretty underwhelming year for him, and he is a free agent, and they just made all these moves for these guys, and most of these guys have control, which is another reason why the Yankees got him. These guys are not here for just 2 month rental. They're all back next year. Duvall, Bednar, Weaver, any of those guys, if they bring Weaver back too, um, any of those guys can close. And it's not like Devin Williams was dominant and is, screaming that they better re-sign him because he's been so good. There's been no clamoring for that at all. I think for sure Devin Williams is probably going to be on his way out. It's just going to be a 1 year and done for Devin Williams. Grisham hit his 18th as well. Volpe hit his 16th again in the ninth inning this time. So he's hitting these late inning dramatic home runs. The Volpe home run won the game, the last one. So it's hard to wrap my head around everything because he's hitting better now, but his feeling, it's not just bad now. Every time he gets a ground ball, you hold your breath. And very few are great throws right across the diamond, right in the chest of the first baseman. A lot of them are low, and the ones that aren't errors are usually a nice scoop by the first baseman. And the ones that he doesn't scoop on, there's your error. So Volpe, I don't know. Now it's the fielding that's really the big concern. I mean, the hitting is too. He, like I said though, he's hitting a little better, but the fielding is going downhill drastically, drastically. And they're just stubborn about this, about him staying out there. I would sit him for like 2 or 3 games in a row just to clear this kid's head and just do nothing but fielding drills for 3 days. Got to clear his head because that's what it is now. Now it's a mental thing. 31st, 7-4 wins. So that's 3 wins in a row. They went taking 3 out of 4 from Tampa in the division. Finally improving that division record because it's been atrocious. Marcus Stroman, 5 innings, 4 runs. I mean, what do you expect? The ERA's over 6. And that was his last start. Marcus Stroman was released after this, and not surprising. De Los Santos goes 3 innings, 5 Ks, ERA at 178, but I believe he also got cut. To be honest, that I didn't make that note, and I should have known that. Hang on 1 second. I'm going to look this up in real time right here. I just want to hold on 1 second. Doesn't say anything about him getting released, but I could have sworn I heard or saw somewhere that he got cut by the Yankees. Okay, I don't see anything on it, so maybe he didn't get cut. I could have sworn he did. But regardless, let's move on. The Wise Guy also pitched an inning. Jazz had 2 stolen bases. So he's got 14 now. Stanton hit his 8th home run. Rice hit his 16th. So Judge is apparently coming back on Tuesday. I do not know what they're going to do. And I don't think they know what they're going to do. Stanton, I mean, even if he plays in the outfield a little bit, he's going to get lifted in like the 6th inning. He's going to get 2 or 3 at bats, and as soon as that third at bat's done, he's not getting a 4th at bat. There's no way they're not going to keep him out there. I'd be very surprised. So let's move on to the Miami series. So coming off 3 wins in a row, feeling good, feeling better. Still in 2nd place, obviously, in the division, and kind of creeping up on Toronto, who's finally losing some games and coming back down to earth. And also coming off the trade deadline, where you feel like you did a pretty good job there. So feeling good. August 1st, Miami wins 13-12. And I got to tell you, probably the worst loss of the year. Wells had an error. I mean, the Yankees just play Little League Baseball at this point. Base running blunders abound. I don't understand why this is still such an issue. This is basic stuff. Guys forgetting how many outs there are. Um, Guys just making really, really bad base running decisions. And then, like, it seems to be like 2 errors a game, just about. Volpe didn't even have one in this game. Wells did. And then Caballero, who just came over, was playing some right field, let a ball go by him, and basically lost the game on that ball getting by him. I mean, back and forth this game went. The Yankees were up like 6-0, then it was 6-4, then it was 7-6, 8. I think it was 9-7. I think I'm not entirely sure how it went. And then 9-9, 10-10. I mean, it just kept going and going and going, and these both teams were just scoring and scoring and scoring. But the troubling part of this is the fact that all the new additions that everybody was excited about all pitched, and they all pitched like crap. Rodon started 4 innings, 4 runs, not good enough. 9 Ks, fine. ERA's at 3.34 for the season, coming down to earth here a little bit for him. Loizaga, a third of an inning. Then Hedrick came in, and then Bird, the new Bird, 4 earned runs, great. Bednar, 2 earned runs. Doval, 3 runs, 1 of them earned, and the reason why the only 1 was earned was Doval was in when that Caballero made that error in the field. And let the ball go by him. Just awful. I mean, I don't know what else to say. This team cannot get out of their own way. They can't do even their fundamentals are the worst I've seen on any team in years, maybe ever. I mean, this is really, really bad. This is like high school stuff, high school errors. I mean, not keeping your head in the game. And the bad base running. Jazz had a really bad base running issue. I mean, and then of course there's no accountability. Caballero letting that ball go by him. Although I don't know if he played anything anymore after that, but he's a backup anyway. But like Jazz is a starter. maybe don't start him the next day. Show that there is repercussions for playing terrible or keeping your head out of the game. Not having your head in the game. Anyway, move on to, did I say the home runs for that game? Stanton had his ninth, Grisham had his 19th, and Volpe had his 17th. So again, Volpe continued to hit. Then Saturday, which is the lowest of the low, coming off that 13-12 loss, the worst loss of the year, in my opinion. They can't get anything going. Schlitter was 5 innings, 2 runs, not bad. Bird got his second outing and finally got through it. Weaver 1 inning as well. Tim Hill 1 inning, of course. And they got through the game and they only gave up 2 runs all game. The problem is the Yankees scored nothing and they had 2 hits. 2 measly hits. That's it. Completely dominated. Completely embarrassed. Grisham had a stolen base. I always like to mention the stolen bases. But this is an embarrassing loss. I think this is the game actually in which Jazz had the base running issue. But regardless, just an embarrassing loss. And then on Sunday, Miami completes the sweep with a 7-3 loss for the Yankees. First ever sweep the Miami Marlins or Florida Marlins ever had in franchise history of the New York Yankees. They never swept them before in any series. Luis Gil back off the IL. That part is good. Part of the reason why I think Stroman was jettisoned, but he's going to be rusty. He's not going to be right for at least another 2 or 3 weeks, at least, and most likely the rest of the year. It's going to take the rest of the year for him to really get right, and probably more likely he won't be right until next year, next season. He goes 3 innings, 4 walks, 5 runs. So right up, that's it. The game's over right there. Hedrick came in for 2 2/3. That's a long outing for him. Gave up 1 run. Brubaker came in for 2 innings, gave up a run. Um, Grisham hit his 20th and Jazz hit his 19th. Um, and that's the end of that. Those are the games. They go to Texas now, who's also playing well. And this was supposed to be the easy part of the schedule, and it's not. And like I said, this is an embarrassing situation because they make these mistakes that you just would not expect a major league team to make, and they continue to do it. It doesn't stop. Every game, there's some ridiculous error, some ridiculous blunder, mistake. They just make too many mistakes. That's not a championship team. You get into the playoffs, you make mistakes, and you're gonna lose that game, no doubt about it, and you're gonna lose the series if you continue. And the Yankees are showing no signs that they can get through a game without any mistakes. I mean, the game, you get a game with no errors, but there's 2 base running mistakes or something. And this is just a general baseball thing, and this has nothing to do with anything with the Yankees, and it just came to me, and it's something that bothers me. What is with the oversliding of the base? Sliding in on stolen bases or sliding in on a double or a triple or whatever. I have seen more people slide over a base, come off of it, and get tagged out after they already were safe. What is going on? I don't remember that back in the day. I mean, am I just remembering wrong? I don't remember Ricky Henderson ever sliding over a base like that. What is so hard about staying on the base? Are they just sliding late and their momentum just carries them over? They don't know how to hold on? That's got to be what it is in terms of they must be sliding late. But I'm seeing these head first slides This guy is just floating over the base. Usually his stomach's still touching, his legs touching, and then his foot will stay on. But sometimes the foot comes off, and they end up losing. They end up getting tagged out. So I don't know. Just something that bothers me. But anyway, the Yankees are embarrassing. The Yankees are really pissing me off, but that's going to do it. Hopefully, they can right the ship, and I'll be back after the Texas series. Until then, I will see you later.